my name is Dr. Lizzie Burns. Each week I'm bringing along a different origami fold, and that's to help lift your mood, get a bit inspired, do something together. Consider this together time and a chance to forget about everything else and get absorbed. These films are all dedicated to my colleagues at UCLH, which is where I work. So for now I'm working remote to try to help and support both staff and patients. But these films are absolutely for everybody. We're all finding it difficult, aren't we, being in isolation and the uncertainty. So I was asked by a patient to learn some origami and pass that on. So it's a real pleasure to do that, and I hope it can help you too, as it does for me. So this week I'm bringing along something a little bit different. I'm originally myself a scientist, and that's where I get excited about. So as NHS staff, I was very lucky in being invited to have a vaccine. What a privilege. And I have to say, as a scientist, I've been really hoping that science can help us. And just astonishing work. Scientists around the world have been working together right from the start. Scientists in China even sharing that genetic data, allowing vaccines to be made rapidly. And I actually happened to be here in Oxford, so it was lovely to feel that the Oxford team were working so hard. And so this is very much a celebration. I found myself designing my own little origami syringe because I, like most people, probably don't really like needles, but I absolutely know it's very well doing. So I sort of came up with my own little design, and it seemed to make people smile. It makes me smile anyway. So I wonder if you'd like to join us and even share pictures. Can this go global? So I've designed this, but it's absolutely to pass on, no permission needed. It comes with hopefully care, and I hope it will make you smile. So pass it on to others. I'd love to see pictures. So hashtag origami vaccines. This all comes as well from the Royal College of Pathologists who I've been collaborating with and creating a whole project about viruses and vaccines. So there's lots there. You can find out more about how your body defends itself, about the virus, how vaccines work, and this is part of these resources. So I really recommend you having a look at that. Lots of things you can print out and colour in. I've been doing drawings, the virus itself is a beautiful thing, and about how your body defends itself with antibodies, and I'll make another film of that as well. So I've been combining a bit of colouring in and origami. So you may, if you have those resources, you may print out a page, but you really don't need to do that. I am going to show you actually how to make an origami syringe from just a little strip of paper. So if you grab yourself a A4 piece of paper, I will show you how to fold your own. I hope you're going to enjoy this. So I'm going to grab a board, something to press on. That's always good. And here goes. I'm going to direct down. So as always, I encourage you to go slowly. That way it's relaxing. And just be kind on yourself. Doing something new, it's always a little bit of an unknown, but that's a great thing as well. So here we go. Right, I'm going to take a piece of paper, and we basically want to strip. So I would recommend about 5 centimetres. So I'm just going to estimate. So I am going to just fold over, so you can make loads of syringes. I've actually given a choice, not so do feel thankful for whatever vaccine you offered. They're all good, but I happen to have a choice of AstraZeneca or Pfizer. But they're all excellent. Right, I'm going to fold over, and they all work in the same way really. They're just showing your body a tiny bit of the spike protein, tiny safe little bit from the end of the virus, and it means that you're showing your body a little tiny bit of the virus. So if ever you caught the real thing, you would fight it off quickly and then keep well, which is a wonderful thing. Vaccines really are an amazing thing because they're about you using your own body. So I hope you can look at the resources. So this strip, what I'm going to do is fold it in half. I always think it's our own body that does the work. It's our antibodies, those white blood cells. But if you give it a little glimpse of the virus before, then you're all set up to let your body do its amazing thing. So there we go. So I've given it a halfway line. So it's all about a sort of principle, really, this. So first of all, right, so I folded it in, that's my halfway line, turning it round. So we're going to do the top of the syringe, and I'm just going to fold over a little bit. It's all very much approximation. Yours will look a bit different to mine, and that's all good. So I've just folded the top. Now it's almost like sort of drawing. I'm sort of doing the top and then I want to be able to push it in, and I'll show you how to do that. So we're going to now work on the back. So I wonder if we can get people making this around the world. It'd be amazing. So next, in order to get this coming in, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring side in, and as I bring it in, you can sort of squash that down and it forms a little triangle. Can you see? So it was out here, and I brought in the edge, and I'm just squashing that down, and that flattens it down. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to then bring in a whole strip all the way along here, like so. So you have to just be careful to keep it nice and lined up. Can you see that's beginning to be the top of my syringe there? And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So again, I'm going to push this inwards, push this down, and in order for that to stay down, oops, I'm going to first of all get my little strip all lined up. That's right. So again, I'm going to push that down, and it forms a nice little neat triangle. Looks like the top of a house or something. That's it. Right, that's looking good. There we go. So for our next bit of the syringe, we need that little plunger bit, don't we? We need to make this. So this will be the trickiest out of the lot, but you can do it. So I'm going to decide, let's have a look, around there maybe. I'm going to now take my strip and I'm going to fold it all the way up. The beauty of this YouTube video is that you can pause it, stop it, change the speed. So you can do it. And most of all, just be really kind with yourself. You will get there. So I brought it up, and then I'm going to leave behind a tuck. So I will then leave behind a tuck like so. Can you see? Except I'm going to make sure it's lined up. Right. So there we go. That was what we did. Brought it up, then down again, leaving behind a tuck. We're going to work again on the back. Here goes. So we basically want to get this sticking out. So I'm going to slightly undo this and squash it down so that it's coming out again. Oh, it's so hard sometimes to put these things into words. I hope you can see it. So I'm just going to push out the paper so it goes back to the full width. Here we go, same thing over here. And I guess it's making another sort of triangle underneath. It's gone completely wonky. So again, you may need to reposition things. Probably want a syringe that doesn't look too wonky. Can you see? Let's have a look at it from the front. There we go. Oh, that could be a little bit. So you definitely have to play around with it as you go along. But you can see I've now widened it. Is that the right word? Here goes. Right, back to our technical exercise on the back. So it's looking like that. Next, I'm going to then bring this up. And then bring it down again. Again, leaving behind a little tuck. Basically, every time you do a tuck, you allow yourself to either widen it or narrow it. You're able to change the directions. So by bringing it up, it means now I can push it in again as we did before. So you've already got your line. So this should be quite simple. I'm now pushing that in and squashing it down. So that should go quite easy. And actually everything else now will be simple. It was that little bit of getting it to stick out, or a little trick there, that was the trickier bit. Let's have a look at the front. How's it looking? So it looks like that at the back. Looks like that at the front. That's looking good. Great. I can really feel the plunger there. So here goes. So now I'm going to have, you've got the sort of body of your, which would be holding the liquid in there. So I'm going to do mine about there. So bringing this up, I know this looks incredibly long, but it's because of all these tucks that it shortens the paper. But it's needed each time in order to decrease the width. So I'll bring it up, again another tuck. Oh, actually let's just go to the back. Sorry. Got no one to blame but myself because I've designed this one. So anyway, again, bringing it in. Let's do it all on the back now, then it's all hidden. And then again, leaving a little tuck behind. So each time you leave a tuck, you can then either push it in or bring it out, but everything now is bringing it in, so it's much simpler. So I've done a little tuck, and then again, I am bringing in the side, squashing it down, and I'm actually just rolling over that little strip that I've already got, so it feels kind of quite easy by this point. Again, I'm pushing that over. Definitely recommend on a solid surface. There we go. Again, take your time, not have to sort of get rid of little wrinkles there. Okay, bringing that in. There we go. It's still a bit too wide for a needle, isn't it? It needs to go in a bit more. So it's the same thing. Again, to narrow it, all I'm doing is going to bring it up again. Again, leave a little tuck. Same thing. And every time you leave a tuck, it means you'll be able to push it in sideways and narrow it. So hopefully this will be the last one. So again, I can push it in, make that little triangle again there. But it's only in your hands that you'll start to really understand this. And that's also where the satisfaction happens, because you're having to work it out yourself, aren't you? At the same time, try to figure out what I'm saying and make it happen. So it's your own discovery as well. Again, pushing it in. And now I'm probably pretty much halving that width of paper. So it's gone a lot narrower, which is much better, because you wouldn't want a really wide needle. Yeah. So hopefully you have got a syringe. I think the end needs to be a little bit more pointy. So it's quite thick by this point. But if you can, have a go at just bringing in the corners. I'm going to just push that in a little bit. Really thick now. That's it. There we go. You might want to tape this down because you'll find it's a little bit wobbles around there. So you might add a little bit of tape there. That would be fine. It's really, these are the hidden workings of it. And maybe you might decorate it. But hopefully you may have made your very own syringe. I hope it's worked for you. So I'd love to see what you've made. It'd be amazing to see if people can share these around the world. Really celebrating the hope, thank goodness, that vaccines are bringing. The only way we can get this under control and have a bit more of a normal life again. I can't wait for that. So it's, I hope this could be a real celebration and something kind of a bit funny to make. And do check out the viruses and vaccines resources. I've also been asking immunologists, virologists, basically people who study these things, lots of questions. So there's also kind of conversations, and you can be colouring in while playing those in the background. So hopefully there's lots there that you can maybe enjoy and learn. I truly believe in being creative and learning. It will really help during this time. I know it helps me. I hope you've enjoyed that. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.